The Grand Palace, standing tall near the River Nile in Egypt. Soldiers exits the palace at this hour of the night. Everyone shuts their door, lock them, and silence embodies the town. In a tiny house, Mena cuddles her son. Suddenly, the soldiers barged in the house, and that was the last time Mena and her son cuddled. Buried alive in the mud, Mena is laid to rest at the very place where the king himself will one day be buried, as Pharaoh is preparing for his afterlife. Food, servants, and luxurious treasures are buried to serve him in the next life. Inside the golden walls of the palace, Pharaoh orders and rule. From the Nile's banks to the farthest sands, every heart trembled at his name. The same walls of this palace is home to a queen unlike any other, Asiya bint Muzahim. Married to the most feared name in history, Asiya is known to be the opposite of her cruel husband. The servants in the palace knew her as the only voice that spoke gently, the only eyes that saw their pain. She secretly embraced the faith in one God and rejected the false claims of her husband, Pharaoh. Pharaoh claimed that he was God. A poor hairdresser to one of Pharaoh's daughters dared to deny his divinity. She was combing the hair of Pharaoh's daughter. When the comb slipped from her hand, she uttered Bismillah in the name of Allah. The princess froze. "You mean my father?" "No," she replied. "My lord and your father's lord is Allah." This statement shook the empire. Word reached Pharaoh. A great cauldron of molten brass was heated. Oil was added, and the fire heated up the oil. Pharaoh shouted, "Throw her in, unless she leaves her God. Throw her children first so that her faith is shattered." She trembled, not for herself, but for her baby. Her eyes welled with tears. In that moment of divine mercy, Allah granted the infant the power to speak. And the child said, "O my mother, be patient, for you are upon the truth." Her heart was comforted. Her children and that baby was thrown in the heated oil until their bones were roasted. Still her faith was unshaken. And then she stepped forward. The fire roared, and the palace fell silent as the flames consumed her. But her sacrifice was not unnoticed in the eyes of Allah. Years later, on the miraculous night of Miraj, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, passed through the heavens and smelled a fragrance like no other. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, asked Jibril, "What is this sweet smell?" "This is the scent of the woman who combed the hair of Pharaoh's daughter and her children." When Pharaoh became aware of Asia's faith in Allah, he warned, "If you do not consider me God, you will have the same death like the hairdresser, but more slow and painful." Asiya chose to stand with the truth. She believed in Musa's Lord Allah. Musa was the adopted son of Asiya and Pharaoh. After the baby, Musa was found in a basket floating on the Nile. Asiya fell in love with the child and pleaded with her husband to keep him. And the wife of Pharaoh said, "He will be a comfort of the eye for me and for you. Do not kill him. Perhaps he may benefit us, or we may adopt him as a son." She had the most monstrous husband a woman could ever have. She had to endure the most physical abuse at the hands of her husband. Pharaoh ordered to cut her skin with sword and then put salt on the cuts to increase pain. Musa came to meet her in the lockup. He asked how she was. She replied, "First tell me, is my Lord happy with me? What does he says about me?" Musa assured her that Allah is the most happy with you. It is said that Allah was so merciful on Asiya that Pharaoh was never able to go close to her. Pharaoh was diagnosed with a disease which would cause his death if he slept with women. Like this, Asiya was saved from the touch of her cruel husband. Pharaoh sent repeated threats to Asiya, commanding her to abandon her faith in her Lord, but she never gave up. He ordered a massive stone to be placed upon her chest, hoping the weight would break her spirit, if not her bones. But in those final moments, as her body was battered and broken, with her eyes lifted to the sky, she made a final plea. "My Lord, build for me near you a house in paradise, and save me from Pharaoh and his deeds." Before her soul left her body, the veil was lifted, and she was shown her place in Jannah, a palace far greater than any Pharaoh could ever build. Remembering her is comfort for the woman suffering hardships today.